Yeah, we'll start. Good morning, all. Thanks for uh, taking out time to attend the session. Uh, we will start with a small presentation. This session is getting recorded, so in case if you would like to go through any of these things that we discussed today, you can do it anytime. You will be getting you'll have the access to this recording from the same place at under webinars.com. Yeah. We'll start with a small presentation. Today's presentation is all about how to use Algomojo platform for automating your trades, either using some of the popular charting softwares like TradingView, Charting, Amibroker, etc. Now, if you have any queries, kindly use the Q&A box to type out your message. I will answer those queries as we go along. And if you would like to look at anything specific, kindly let me know in the Q&A box again. I'll try and show those and clarify your doubts and explain to you how to use our platform as such. Sorry, got a bit of sore throat. Yeah, the agenda is we'll start with an introduction to Algomojo platform and its features. We will look at how do we do an integration with TradingView. And in case if people are interested in looking at Amibroker, we can look at that integration too. Then we'll have a small session on the Algomojo support for the users, how to access and get support from Algomojo. Q&A session. Don't wait till the end. In case you have any queries, please use the Q&A box to type out your queries. We will try and keep this session as interactive as possible. We'll try and see the things that you would like to have a look at while using our platform. Our website is algomojo.com. It's a web-based strategy execution platform. We don't have any app or so in mobile or in the desktop. It's a web-based solution that we are providing. It's designed for traders to automate their strategies. The signals which are generated from your charting tools for buying or selling of shares or whatever symbols or instruments that you would like to trade. We have integrated with various popular charting tools like TradingView, Amibroker, Charting, NinjaTrader, Google Sheet, Chrome extension is available. You can use an Excel and Python library is available if in case if somebody is running the strategies using Python code, you can refer to our library and make use of those functions that we provide. We provide common API connectivity to multiple brokers. We provide execution modules. We provide sample codes that needs to be used in the charting tools for automating your signals. Our aim is to make algo trading as easy and simple as possible. As we go along, you will see that all you need to do is copy paste certain things from Algomojo onto your charting tool, and that's it. You need not have to get into the codes or programming part of it. You need not have to have any knowledge about coding or programming to automate your trades. All you need to have is a robust strategy, which you would be running on TradingView or Charting or Amibroker, any of these tools. And if those strategies or indicators are giving you buy and sell signals, we will be able to act as a bridge and execute those orders for you in your broking account. It's a very, very simple process. We have kept it, we have done the platform in such a manner that it can be used by experienced user traders or even people with who are getting into trading for the first time or got little experience in the trading field, online field. We try to make it as simple as possible. You will get to know as we go along as to how do we do the entire automation process. Some of the key features of Algomojo are like you can customize the trades that you want to undertake. Uh, like you can decide, it's a one-time activity that you do normally, as to decide what is that you want to trade, whether it's equities or futures, or how many lots you want to trade. You want to trade in options, whether it is at the money or weekly expiries. You decide and set these parameters in Algomojo platform. It's a one-time setup to be done for each of your strategies, and that's it. After that, you need not have to worry about changing any of the parameters. It can run continuously for you day in, day out as such. But the segments that we cater to, or the platform is providing you to trade, are in equities, futures, and options. Um, in options, you have the flexibility to choose either a static option that you want to trade for the day, or you can choose the dynamically the ATM, ITM, and OTM strikes based on the spot price which is currently running. The trades will be taken in the set ITM, ATM, or OTM. You have the flexibility to choose up to 20 strikes in the money and also 20 strikes out of the money. You can do either buying of options, or you can sell your options. You can hedge your positions by either buying or selling. These are facilities that are available in our platform. You can split orders. The uh, So the platform has a facility to split the orders based on the quantity that you decide to trade. Suppose if your quantity that you're trading is over and above the freeze quantity set by the exchange, we will split the orders into multiple lots and then place the orders for you. You need not have to worry about placing our orders manually. If the quantity is huge, the platform will take care of that activity for you. Like you're asking whether only buy options can I split under CNC. See, CNC, I don't think there's any limit in terms of there's no freeze limit set. However, suppose you're wanting to trade, say, 100 stocks, a 100 quantity of a particular stock, and you want to split that into, say, two lots, you can try it out, sir. You can give the split quantity as 50. We have not tried because we didn't have a requirement so far. It should be able to place two orders, 50-50 of each. So you can try it out. You can first check in paper trade. We will check that also while we get into the platform and see whether it is working for you or not. But otherwise, normally people use it when the quantity that you trade are much beyond the freeze limits set by the exchange. We'll try it out, sir. For risk management, we have target and stop loss that you can either set in points or percentage. So it's pretty flexible as such. You can change it at any point in time. And suppose you feel that it's a trending day and you set a particular target and a stop loss. And if it's a trending day, you would like to shift it. All you have to do is go and edit those target and stop loss. The latest details that you update will be taken care by the platform. Suppose you had a target of 50 points and you feel that it could move to 100 points because you are expecting it to be a trend day. After the market is opened and the trade is taken, you can go and edit that target set at 50 to 100 or 150 and update it so that you can capture the complete movement expected during the day. So that flexibility is available to change the target and stop loss at any point in time after taking the trade also. So you have that flexibility. Then you can customize the timings. A lot of people would like to trade in the morning session because of the volatility, and would not like to do it after, say, 10:30, 11. Or there are traders who would like to start trading only after the morning volatility happened, or they don't want to trade towards the end of the day. You have the flexibility to choose the end time for the signals to be processed. Suppose you say that, okay, end time is say 11 o'clock, any signal coming after 11 o'clock will not be executed by the platform. Similarly, if you set towards the end of the day, say at around 3 o'clock, so any signal coming in from your strategy after 3 o'clock, it will be ignored. So your position that is in already undertaken will continue to be held for you. So you can customize this. Even expiry also. Expiry, you need not have to wait till the end of the day. On this expiry day, you can set the expiry time much earlier. Suppose you want to you want to roll over around say 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, you can do that. Or even the expiry time, you would like to set it at say 2 o'clock instead of waiting till 3:30, you can do that. So you have this flexibility. You can customize the timings that you want to trade or the execute the square off or the rollover of the positions that you have. Some more key features continue. Rollover options are easy. You need to set it up only once. You have for weekly, you can choose every week, or you can always say that, okay, I would like to trade in the next week expiry only. So after the rollover, it will always take the next expiry as such. So it will keep shifting for you. Once you set these parameters, it will continue to be available for you day in, day out. You need not have to worry about updating these or resetting these parameters every day unless you require specifically. Otherwise, it is a one-time activity. You set these parameters in a platform and allow the system to run it for you. Similarly, we have a facility for trading for paper trade and live trade. We normally suggest, or we compulsorily suggest everybody to start with paper trade, just to ensure that that the process that you expected is being met by the platform. It is not a it is not a back testing tool kind of thing. It is more for you to check whether the orders are getting executed as per your strategy requirement. So once you're convinced that yes, your orders are getting placed, buy, sell, short, cover, whatever it is, target, stop loss, everything is getting done as per your requirement, only then shift over to the live trades as such. So use the paper trade. Normally, 3 paper trades are provided free of cost for all users. And once you do the testing, you can go into live and maybe test the other strategies for paper trade as you go along. Yeah, currently stop loss is a fixed stop loss in terms of points. It is applicable throughout the day. It will not look at a particular time to check afterward that if the stop loss is hit, then it will not work in that fashion, sir. So whenever the target and stop loss are hit, uh, the price are met, it will get executed. Yeah, we'll take it as an input and check if we can build that. I'm not very sure if it can happen immediately, but yeah, it's a good point. If it's a requirement, we'll try and see how we can meet that requirement as such as we go along. Yeah, so test the process using the paper trade. Once you're convinced that the orders are going through as per your expectation in Algomojo, then you can shift over to live trades as such. Yeah, there are certain rules which are most important for your entire process to work very efficiently as per your requirement. So just ensure that you get a proper understanding of what these rules are. We will look at each of these rules when we get into the platform. There are typically 4 rules categorized into five as such. Typically, these rules are long only or short only or long and short and stop and reversal typically. Now, there are traders who would like to take only long signals. For such kind of traders, you can go with the rule of long only kind of rule. Opposite as for the people who take only short trades, or if there are traders who would like to take both long and short, you can choose the long and short. Or if your strategy is always in trade like a super trend kind of thing, whether it is either always long or short, then they use the stop and reversal kind of rule. And if your strategy has got buy, sell, and target and stop loss also integrated in, then use the buy plus sell in the trading view as such. So it's important to get a clear understanding of these rules. Kindly go through the documentation that we have provided. In case if you have any clarity, if you require any clarity on that, kindly contact us. We will be able to look at your strategy and suggest the appropriate rule. So once you know what is the kind of rule to be used, then our life becomes easy for you. There'll be no mistakes happening. Your orders will get placed as per the strategy that you're running. In case if there's an issue in the selection of the correct rule, then the orders could go for a toss and the system will fail for you. And then you might get a feeling that this platform may not be suitable. However, importantly, you need to ensure that your selection of the rule is in line with what is defined in the strategy. That's most important. Kindly check with us in case if you need any clarity on that, and then tweak the rules as per the strategy that you're running, and then take it forward. So kindly go through the rules in the documentation. And if you have any doubts during the course of this presentation, kindly check with me. I will try and explain them as we go along. Now, for traders who do uh, 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 who do options strategies like straddles and iron conda, butterflies, those kind of things, which will involve multiple legs of trades to be placed. So we have a facility where each leg can be defined and grouped together so that based on a single signal, all the legs of that strategy will be executed. So it can be for buying, it can be hedging, it can be selling, any kind of legs could be involved. So all that could be grouped under the group strategies, and then you can trigger the orders from one single buy or sell that would come from the your strategy as such. Now, there are some queries. Let me try and answer them at this point in time. As of now, we don't have TSL. It is still work in progress. Trend line based stop loss and targets. We will go through that. How to set a trend line for either stop loss or for targets after an entry is taken, or you can take an entry on based on the trend line and stop loss also based on the trend line also. We will have a look at that during the demo today. Uh, any alternative way to deal with within the scope of Algomojo interfaces, sir? Could you kindly elaborate on that? I'm not able to understand what you're expecting. Yeah, for any quick support, I would suggest that you kindly use the TWAC facility. I'll show that also. It is an online tool available for you to get across to our support team immediately when you face an issue. We will have a look at that also. Yeah, there are some sample strategies. We will go through that for testing purpose. No, sir. For CNC at a particular time to check whether uh, only way I can look at is if you are using TradingView and you have taken an entry, you can keep the stop loss and target alerts created, but pause it throughout the day and make it active after say 3 o'clock or so. Only that is the only alternative I can think of as of now, but not very sure if there's any other thing that can be thought of. Let me also discuss with the team internally if anything can be, any other alternative is possible, any other idea for triggering your requirement. We will have a look at it, sir. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Moving ahead. Uh, yeah, I suppose a lot of people have already started using watch list. If you're running a particular strategy on multiple stocks, the watch list facility is very handy, and it's a very simple process to add and update your stocks that you want to trade. We have provided a tool which will help you to update the watch list immediately and any number of times in a day. You can do it at the end of the day, during the day. You want to change the quantities, you can do that and update the list in the watch under your strategy as such. So we have made that process simple. Earlier, people had to send it to us for us to add it to your strategy if the list was very big. Now you can do it on your own. There are reports available for the signals received, orders placed, and positions, etc. You can download it every day and use it. We don't have facility for downloading historical data. It is still work in the progress. Once it is ready, we will definitely intimate you. The segments that you can trade are equities and futures and options and dynamic options. When we say futures and options, we have seen people who want to trade a specific option for the day. So for those, to help those traders, you can select a particular strike, a certain PCE or a PE that you want to trade every day on that particular day. You can use this futures and option tab and select that strike. Or if it is dynamic option, you can select the ATM, OTM, ITM strike prices. So like under the futures and options, you can trade in the indices futures and stocks. BSC is the latest introduction in our platform. You can trade in the BSC index. Then commodities futures can be traded. Stocks and options, options trading in stocks and commodities options trading is still not available. Yeah, static option is what I was mentioning. Like in case you want to trade a specific Nifty or a bank Nifty strike for the day, you can select that. And of course, for Fin Nifty also. Then dynamic symbols you can select for Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Fin Nifty, and even for Sensex. So depending on the spot price at the time of the signal being generated, we will execute the price as per your selection. Suppose if you have selected ITM5, depending on the spot price at that point in time when the signal is received, the ITM5 will be executed. It could be ATM, it could be OTM, any of these. Some of the brokers, we have integrated close to about 22, 26, 27 brokers. This is the list. It's available in our website for you to have a look at it. And in case if you have account with any of these brokers, you can automate your trades. Now, there's a special offer from Algomojo. This had been withdrawn earlier because of the changes recommended by the regulatory authorities and the brokers. But however, there are few brokers who have extended this facility for people who open account in Allies Blue or First Stock or Fires and Zebu. You can get the APIs free of cost for life as such. For rest of the brokers, you will need to get into a subscription. We allow 7 days free trial. Kindly use the free trial, and once you're sure that Algomojo is able to meet your requirements, then only go in for a subscription. It could be monthly, quarterly, or yearly kind of facilities that are available. So on a yearly basis, it works out to 500 rupees per month kind of charges. Otherwise, monthly it is 1,000 rupees, 999. So you have three plans based on the requirement. You could take the subscription. Kindly again stressing this point. Use the trial period for 7 days, test it out, and only when you're convinced that yes, this platform can meet the requirement for your trading, then only go in for subscription. In case if you want to extend for 1 or 2 days more, get in touch with us. We can try and extend the trial period on a case-to-case basis. We are flexible. We would like to support our customers to ensure that they get they are convinced that the platform will meet the requirement. In case if it is not meeting the requirement, there's no point in making the payment and then losing that amount. We don't want our clients to lose unnecessarily if the platform is not able to meet your requirements. Yeah, in terms of when it comes to automation, yeah, just before getting into the actual automation, yeah, let me finish this slide. Yeah, it's a two-step It's a two-part process. In the first part, you set the order management parameters or order details that you want to trade, or the things that you want to trade, whether it is stocks or it is futures or options, what are the quantity that you want to trade, whether it is weekly or intraday or CNC, MIS, all these things need to be set in Algomojo platform as such. So that is the first step to be done. And once you update the details that you want to trade, you enable the live trade and the paper trade, and then get into the automation of that using TradingView, or it could be any other charting platform. We will look at how do we create an alert in TradingView, and for Amibroker, you need to download the modules for based on your strategy requirement and use the webhook URL in both TradingView and Amibroker for automation. It's a simple copy paste process, nothing complicated in it. You will find the platform very, very easy and simple to use. But try to. Yeah, and in case you would like to look at any specific things in TradingView or specific strategy or specific indicator, kindly let me know. We'll try and show those or go through those in during this course of the demo. Thank you, sir. Yes. We look forward to constructive feedback. We take suggestions and feedbacks pretty seriously, and we work on those and see how we can help our clients to do better in the markets. Yes. Before getting into the actual trading view automation, let's look at the platform as such. Yeah, this is our website. Algomojo.com. So once you have, once you get into our web page, you can look at the various facilities, services that we offer. And in case you'd like to open an account in any of these four brokers, kindly use this button and open an account. There are four brokers. If you use this button and open the account with any of these four or all of them, you will get APIs free of cost for life as such. Because of the arrangement that we have with the brokers. The rest of them you need to go in for a subscription after the trial period ends. Yeah, once you once you log into this page, you will need to log into your broker account. So you can do that from this page itself. Use the login button. It will ask for which broker you would like to log into. For today's demo purpose, I'll be using TradeGenie. Either you can select from the icons here, or you can select from the drop down. As you can see here, we have TradeGenie. So once you select that, it asks you to log in with the broker. The credentials required are the same as what the broker has provided. There's nothing different that you need to use for using Algomojo platform. It is the same credentials. Use the client ID provided by a broker, the password provided by a broker, and the TOTP. Let me log into this page. This broker. One moment. Yeah, once you log in using the credentials, the home page is the same, irrespective of which broker you are using. So the it will give you you'll be able to get a summary of the funds and the holdings and the positions that you have. You have facility to create 5 different watch lists that you would like to use. This is for your observation or monitoring purpose, not for automation such. Or if you would like to place orders manually, you can do that also from here. Go to any script that you created in watch list, and you can buy and sell from here. So that way it will act as a one-stop shop for you. You need not have to open multiple accounts, a broker account or your mobile app, and then Algomojo platform. All that is not required. From one platform itself, you can do all the activity except for adding and withdrawal of funds that you'll need to do it from the broker terminal such. So after you log into this home page or your broker page, all you have to do is go to the sections on the left side. The first thing would be to have a valid API. So these are APIs provided by Algomojo, and these are not the APIs of the brokers as such. So broker APIs are different and Algomojo APIs are different. For automation purpose, we will need to use the Algomojo APIs as such. So for all users, by default, you will get 7 days free trial that will be indicated here as to how many days and what till what date it is available. You can renew that also using the new API button here. It will show you the details of various plans that we have. Once you are convinced with the trial period, you can get into the suitable plan that you would like to subscribe for. So once you have a valid API, the next step is to create, as I was telling you, you will need to create the orders that you want to trade first in the Algomojo and then get into the trading charting platform to automate it. So let's look at what are the things to be done in Algomojo for placement of orders from your charting tool. So use this tab called My Strategies, and under this, use the new strategy button. And there are some parameters which are related to the things that you want to trade, that you will need to update. So name can be anything. I'll just say that it can be any random name. Try and keep it as relevant to the thing that you're trading. So let me say that today it is demo uh, 26th October. Um, Somebody wanted to know if we can do a split quantity in CNC. So let's try the equity part first. So I'll say equity. So rule can be anything. Say normally for equities, it is long only, or it can be long short if it is carry forward. If it is intraday, you can try the stop and reversal also. So let's look at long only. So as I was mentioning, there are 5 rules. So which is long only, short only, long plus short. Again, long plus short with short and cover. Typically for Amibroker users, long plus short buy sell for trading view and charting users, and stop and reversal can be for both trading view and for Amibroker, even for charting also. So let's look at long only, and here I'll select the segment as equity and say trading symbol. Let us say any stock. It can be say HDFC Bank. So CNC is the type is another thing that you will like to update, whether it is CNC or MIS. Let's look at CNC. Then price type is always market. Once the limit order is available, you will see both limit and market under the price type. Quantity, you can say that as say 100. So let's check if we can do the split of the equity as such, and say split the quantity as 50 and 50. Then chart symbol, you can ignore it for now. Target and stop loss, if you would like to set, you can either set in points or percentage. If you select points, then you will need to say how many points you want. Then similarly, stop loss, how many points you want, say 10 kind of thing. Start time is by default 9:15. End time, depending on when you want the signals to be ignored after that time, as per that, you can set this end time. Kindly note this end time is for signal. If you set the end time as say 1 o'clock also, any signal received after 1 o'clock will not be executed. That is the meaning of the end time. It's not the uh, end time for your intraday orders or square off square. These portions will not get squared off at the end time. So it's slightly different. It is more to do with stopping of the signals coming after that set end time as well. Then square off time, if it is intraday, you'll need to set. Otherwise, default by 3:15, it will get squared off. So once these parameters are set, all you need to do is do a submit. So once the strategy is saved, you get a couple of things done, generated by Algomojo, which is one is the webhook URL, and the codes are generated for which will need to be used in TradingView and yeah, typically TradingView as such. URL will get used in both Amibroker and TradingView, and also in charting as such. So these are provided by Algomojo. Once you save the parameters, these will get generated. We'll need to copy paste this into our charting platform. So once you have done this, and to check whether orders are going through correctly, you can test it out by doing a paper trade and placing the order manually. Let's try and do a buy in this case. So we wanted to buy 100 quantity of HDFCs and splitting it into two orders. Let us see if it gets done. So you can place a manual order. So it shows that manual order has been placed. So signal, you can look at the signals under the My Signals tab. So in this My Signals tab, you have signals, orders, positions, and holdings, and other reports or tabs which are available for you to look uh, and see what has happened. Yeah, uh, if you specify this split order, it works. So it gives you places two orders for 50-50 quantity. I suppose that is what you were looking at, sir. Uh, yeah, I looked at selected long only as the thing. So as you can see, it has spread the order and placed two orders for 100 quantity. So total quantity is uh, select this. Yeah, you can look at the positions or the orders or signals strategy wise also. So this is what we created now. So as you can see, HDFC has been bought, 100 quantity has been bought. This is the average price as such. Now, let's look at how do we square off this. Either you can do it from here itself, do a square off, or you can go to my strategies and say sell. Since we have selected long only, it will just go and close those positions. As you can see here, sell has been generated manually, and the order for closing these orders positions also has been taken. So as you can see, while closing also, it will place two orders to fulfill the total quantity that you have. Yes. Yeah, so this is one method which we wanted to check. So let me go through this again. So we had created the strategy for equity uh, long only as the rule. So any short will get ignored because under CNC you can't have a short signal generated unless you have a position. It'll the any short signal coming in will be um, ignored. Otherwise, if you have a position, it will just close the open position and not take the reverse position for you. If it is MIS, it can take a short position for you in cash markets, which you are aware. Yeah, so these are the basic parameters that you want to set. It's a one-time activity. Once you do that, you have the trading webhook URL and the codes that needs to be used in trading. Now, let's look at something for futures as such. Let's create a strategy for trading in futures, and we'll try and deploy that in trading view. Now, yeah, mm, let me say October 19th, Nifty, FUT. So the rule I will keep it as stop and reversal. So every time it is in trade, either long or short, then segment, let me take it as futures and option and select the symbol that you want to trade, that I want to trade from here. If you type the first few letters of the symbol, it will give you a drop down, select it from here. Then choose the quantity that you want to trade. Suppose if you say 100, it will show you the quantity that you are going to trade. And since the freeze quantity is 1800, it will show that split quantity. So it will place orders in multiples of 1800 to fulfill the entire quantity that you're wanting to trade. So whether you want to do a rollover, target, and stop loss, those can be set. Otherwise, after you set these basic parameters, you can do a submit. So if there's any error, it will show up for you, and you'll need to update those accordingly. So the webhook URL and the codes to be used in TradingView will get generated for this particular service. So we come back here, the strategy will be listed. The code that you see here on the left side, these are unique codes, so there can't be any duplication. Even if you delete those, whatever new gets generated will be unique. It will never repeat the earlier codes that you would have created, earlier strategies that you would have created. So that so you can be clear that old codes that you have created and deleted will no longer be saved in the system, and it will not lead to any confusion in terms of your trades. Yeah. Before getting into the chart of trading view, let me come back here. Yeah, let us look at some things in trading view today and see how do we automate this in case you would like me to check any strategy that is available that you are aware and you would like to see how to automate that, let me know. Otherwise, a plan is to see how do we do an automation using a super trend strategy. Then we'll use one indicator that is RSI based, and then we can try and see how we do it based on the price action also. Say support level buy or a resistance level sell or exit position kind of thing. If it's somebody was asking about trend line, this place a stop loss or a target after the position is taken as using the trend line or a particular price. We'll see that also. How do we do that? Yeah. Now, if you are using TradingView and you have a the important thing is the free version doesn't support the webbook URL facility, so you will need to have the subscription of TradingView to automate your trades. What are the process involved for trading using a strategy? Let's go through that. So you need to have, as a first step, you need to have a select the trading symbol that you want to automate. Then look at what is the time frame that you want to the strategy to run, whether it could be 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. If it could be hourly, depending on your strategy requirement, select the time frame. So trading symbol is the first thing that you need to select. The other thing is the time frame. Then load the strategy that you want to trade. Then once you do that, against the strategy, you have something appearing called, there'll be three dots like this. If you click on that, it will give you an option to add an alert. So select that. It will pop up a window like this. So as you can see here, in this window, there are a couple of things that need to be updated. If it is a strategy, you'll get a typical window like this. It will ask, the only thing that you need to update in such a strategy is the name. It can be any relevant name, and the message box needs to be updated. Message box, the content for the message box is given by Algomojo. So once you complete the strategy creation in Algomojo, you saw it creates a webbook URL, and below that there are certain codes generated for TradingView. So for strategy, there is a code that is provided by Algomojo for that particular strategy. Kindly copy that and paste it in this message box. That's it. And say create. So it will automate that order for you. That's all as a step used. Uh, yeah, currently trailing stop loss is not available. However, if you're using TradingView, there's a method of doing it. We'll have a look at that. Yeah. So coming back here, so update the message box, then update the webhook URL under the notifications tab. Like here, you have two settings. One is the two tab. One is the settings where you have to give a name and update the message box. And the next is the notification. Under that, you have to paste the webhook URL. That's it. Once you do these things and say create, the alert is added, and whatever signals that would get generated by your strategy, the orders will get placed on in Algomojo. That is all. There's a process involved for automating your strategy using TradingView. So steps again, let me go through it. Select the trading symbol that you want to load that on the TradingView chart. Select the time frame in which you want to run. Load the strategy that you want to trade or automate, and use the more button and say add alert to that strategy. Update this message box, what you see here, update the webhook URL and say create. That's all the step involved to automate using TradingView strategy as such. Any queries, any clarification in this? Kindly let me know. Otherwise, we can move into the next step. However, in TradingView, we have you can also automate using in any indicator that is available, and also trade. You can automate using trend line or even the price based alerts can also be created. We will look at some of those also. So how do we do that? The process is slightly different. So the process that would be involved would be like usual. You select the trading symbol, then the time frame. If you're using an indicator, if it is price based or it doesn't matter. So price can be anything. So otherwise, you will need to have a chart with a particular symbol and running at a particular time frame. Then load the indicator that you want to trade. Then Again, on the next to the indicator name, they'll choose this option for adding an alert. Once you do that, you will get a pop-up which is slightly different to what we saw, the one which was used for strategy creation. For using an indicator, you will need to update a couple of more points or fields in the alert box. One is there is something called conditions that you will need to update. Then there is something called a trigger that you will need to select properly. Then after that, you have to give a name, and message content is given by us. Now this tab is generated by hitting you. So you will need to necessarily update all these fields. Otherwise, there are certain default stuff which are there, which TradingView provides. So based on these default values, the orders could get triggered. So however, the message box and webhook URL is given by us. So all you need to do is copy paste those. Now, there are some conditions that are available under the TradingView message, TradingView alert box, like the conditions could be something like crossing or cross, it could be up or down. Then there's something called crossing down, crossing up, greater than. So based on your study, what is that you want, or when is that you want the alert to be triggered, you need to select from this drop down. And then the trigger is similar, like what you had. Trigger is only once per bar close, once per bar, or once per minute, depending on your requirement. You need to update this also. Most of them I have seen as you would use once per bar close. You will want that indicator value to be established or confirmed at the end of the bar. We have Otherwise it could so happen that the say if you're trading in RSI and you want to take a long portion, if the RSI is closing above 30, it could, during the formation of that 1 minute candle, it could cross 30, but by the close of the candle, the value could still be 50. Yeah, so you would not like the trade to be taken. In such kind of cases, you keep it as once per bar close so that it will confirm to check whether the RSI is say about 30 at the close of that particular bar. Only then it will trigger. Otherwise, it will wait for the subsequent bars when the RSI will close after the at the value that you are looking at once the candle gets closed. I hope that is clear. Any other? If you have any doubt, you can kindly type it out here. Let me try and answer them. So these are simple processes, but important process for you to understand in case there is any mismatch in the uh, trigger conditions or the conditions or the trigger uh, that you have selected inappropriately. It could lead to unnecessary signals getting triggered, and it may not suit your requirement. So kindly be careful in selecting the appropriate conditions as per your study, appropriate trigger, and then the simple copy paste of message box and notification, under notification you'll need to paste the web query. That's it. There's no other step involved. If you want to set target and stop loss on ATR, uh, an indicator, you can try and do that. So after the entry is taken and you would like the exit to happen based on the target or stop loss, indeed, you can, for entry, you can use the uh, strategy or a different indicator. And for exit, you can use an ATR based exit, either hitting the stop loss or even the target. So you can use, for entry, you can use a different indicator, and for exits, you can use a different indicator. So for entry, it can happen using maybe RSI, and for exit, you can try and use a ATR based. So you'll need to create multiple alerts. One for yeah, we will look at when we come to when we look at creation of alerts using indicators. Yeah, we'll try and do that also. Yeah, so be careful in terms of the selections which are available for indicators also. Use the appropriate relevant one as per your study, and then do the settings and then get into uh, creation of the alert. So let's look at how do we create, automate a trade using super trend first, strategy. And then let's look at how do we do an entry based on indicators. So entry based on say RSI and exit based on ATR. Like somebody is wanting to look at how do we do it using an ATR. Let's do that. So as I was mentioning, first thing important is to load the relevant chart. So let's look at Bitcoin market today. Those will be open. There. So we will try and get some live trades. Yeah, this market is running currently. So once you load the symbol that you want to trade, the chart of the symbol that you want to trade, you will need to select the time frame, whether it is 1 minute, 5 minute, or 10 minutes, whatever time frame, because alert creation is dependent on the time frame also. So for demo, let's look at 1 minute. And the third thing that we need is a strategy. So I've loaded something called a super trend strategy. As you can see, this is super trend strategy. So, as you are aware, super trend is always in trade. It's a very, very popular tool. It's been there for many, many years. A lot of traders use this strategy. So you could look at, um, if you have any other strategy also, let me know. We'll try and see if we can use that. Yeah. So this is always in trade, either long or short. So whenever the long comes, we just created a strategy here. As you can see, we just created a strategy to trade in futures. So after you create, by default, it will be in inactive state. You will need to enable paper trade. Always start with paper trade. Once you check it out and see that all orders are going through properly as per your expectation, only then shift over to live trade. So I've enabled the paper trade here, then go to trading view. So here I would say that, okay, uh, if you move to the right side of the strategy that you loaded, you will see these three dots, the more button. So click on that and select this add alert on super trend. So it could be any strategy that you are using. So click on that, it will pop up this window for you. So here is what you need to update. So I'll give it a name as Nifty Futures. And here, remove the default. If you find any content there, remove that. So this message box and the webhook URL are the things that you need to update. Both are given by Algomojo. All you have to do is go to the strategy that you created. Say if you say view, it will show you the for strategies. You'll need to use this code. If you're using indicator, then you need to use any of these. So for indicators, you have to use for entry one code and for exit another code. So for strategies, it is always one code. So we copy this code from here, use this button for copy button, come back here and paste it. This is the first step. Second step is go to notification. You'll need to copy the webhook URL from Algomojo, yeah, against that strategy which you're trading, which you created, which will have all the parameters that you want to trade. So come to trading view and paste it here. So only two things need to be done. The message box, copy paste this message content and update the webhook URL and say create. That's it. So the uh, uh, alert that you create will be shown here. As you can see here, Nifty future is the alert that we have created. So we will need to wait for any trade to happen. Today, if it gives a sell signal, it will get generated. Now, since it is already in the trade, long trade, and you expect this to continue, and you would like to take a position, and after that you would want the chart to take care of it or the system to take care of it, you can do that also. All you have to do is come here and say that, okay, since it is long, let me take a long entry manually here, say go and say buy. I'll place this order manually and look at the signal that's generated here. This is the strategy that I created. Click use a manual trigger for buying. It will show that there are two orders placed. That is because it has split the quantity into two, and the position running is 2,500. So Nifty future is running, and any trade which comes from trading you, the next trade expected is a short trade. So it will need to close this long trade and take a short trade. So typically this position should get reversed. So this long should become short because we have used a rule called stop and reversal. As you can see here, super trend, you will need to use this rule called stop and reverse. Stop and reverse is the rule applicable because this is always in trade. So either long or short. So if a long is going on and when a short comes, you want the system to close the long trade, stop the long trade, the existing trade, and take the reverse trade. In this case, it will be a short position. So that is why the rule that will be applicable is stop and reverse. Hope that is clear. Yeah. So while we are waiting for the signal from this chart, let's try and see how do we do an automation using uh, an indicator. Like first thing first, so load the chart, then load the time frame, and then load the indicator. Indicator will be say, let us use RSI. So I'll use RSI as the indicator. Now, as you're aware, it is an oscillator, so it will get into oversold, overbought kind of studies done. So when it is overbought, people would like to close the long position and take a short position, or if it is oversold, people would like to take the close the long short position and take a long position. So since this is coming down, let us see how do we do an automation for trading in Bank Nifty options using an indicator. Okay. If you want to see something else, let me know. Yeah, and the support part, missed mentioning. So as you can see here, on the right side, we have something, a tab here. We are here. So you use this, kindly use this to communicate with us immediately. So if you have an issue, click on this. It'll ask for you some details, and then you can join the chat. Our executives will come in online immediately and extend whatever support is required. Yeah, this is one quick way to get across to Algomojo for any support requirement. Of course, there are other methods of getting across to Algomojo. I will share those details also with you. Yeah. So let's look at how to trade using an indicator from TradingView in Bank Nifty options. Okay. So I'll create a new strategy for that. So let's say Bank Nifty options. So here again, I will say stop and reversal kind of thing, or let me use yeah, let's try and use this long plus short. We want a long to be taken and a short to be closed, or a short portion to be taken kind of thing. So long plus short, then segment I'll use it as options dynamic. So when you choose options dynamic, there are some more fields that you'll need to update. First is whether you want to trade in Nifty, Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty, or Sensex. Choose that instrument, and you will need to update what which expiry that you would like to trade. So if it's current month, it will show you the current of the date also. So 30th October will be the current month expiry. Then strike price you need to select either ATM or OTM or ITM. Up to 20 strikes you can select. So let's look at ATM as of now. So then you can, if you're an option buyer, default it will be buying. Then if you're an option seller, you can select selling. If it is a hedge buying or hedge selling, accordingly you can select any of these option type. So for buying, so when a long signal is received, it will buy a call. If you're selected sell, then it will sell a put. for a long signal. So that is how it will operate. Hedge buying is if a long signal comes, then it will take a PE, and hedge selling is it will sell a CE. As such. So those are the ways, the various option types available for you. Let's look at how does the option buying operate. Yeah, we will look at, so how do we take an entry using the RSI, and let's try and see how we exit using a trend line, or either you can do it either using a trend line or an ATR based uh, indicator, or you can set the target and stop loss in Algomojo itself. If you are setting the target and stop loss here itself, you can set it either in terms of points or percentage. So, or you can trigger it from the trading view also. So let's look at how to take an entry using one indicator and exit using a different indicator. Let's try and do that. So I'll leave these things blank. And of course, you need to select the quantity. Again, here I'll say 100 lots. So uh, for Bank Nifty, the 100 lot works out to 1,500 quantity. And whether you want to do a rollover, not do a rollover, if it is rollover, is it monthly or weekly expiry, those kind of things you need to update. Once you update these mandatory fields, and if there are no changes in the end time, start time, or the square of time, you can do a submission of these parameters that you just set. Once you do that, you have the webhook URL and the codes that are generated. Yeah. Now, for indicators, you will need to always create two indicators, one for entry and another one for exit. Now, for entry, normally we use the buy if it is a long trade, or if it is a short trade, then this sell. So let us look at what is the, yeah, since it's RSI in the lower band, let's try and see if we can trigger a long position. So let us say we will be using this buy code. Go to trading view. So process system, come to this trading indicator and click on this add alert on stochastic. So once you do that, you get this pop-up box. Paste the message content that you copied from Algomojo here. For buying, use this. For selling, it is the other one. If it's a short entry, use the sell, or closing, it is use the sell. For entry, use the buy. So I've added buy. Then I will say here bank options entry. And I want, if the RSI is coming above say 35, I want a long to be triggered. So how do I do that? I say crossing up, RSI crossing up a value of 35 and once per bar close. This is what I want. So that means to say that RSI should be coming up from below and not from above. Only when it is crossing up this value of 35, I want a long to be triggered. And only when the bar closes and if the RSI is sustaining above 35, the order has to be triggered. Otherwise, it should not be triggered. So that is what I'm trying to say in this. Sorry. So I select this. And then next step is to update the webhook URL. So come to Algomojo here and copy this webhook URL and update it here. Yeah. So then you say create. So as you can see, the level that you just created is highlighted here in a dotted line with an right pointing arrow. Hope that is visible. So this is the level that you have created. In case if you want to shift that, you can do it either dynamically from here, or you can go and change the values also here. To change the value, you can come here and say, make this 50. So as you can see, the level has shifted to 50. So when RSI closes above 50, it will trigger the long order. Or if you want to move this manually, you can do that also. Let me bring it down so that we get an entry as such. So once you trigger an entry, you will also need to define an exit as such. Now, how do we do that? Somebody wanted to use an indicator, one indicator for entry and an ATR based exit as such. So let's try and see how do we get an ATR. So you have a ATR loaded here. Now, if you feel that, okay, after the entry is taken and the exit has to happen when the ATR moves up or goes down, you can set the alert here. So how do we do that? So process is same. Go load your ATR or indicator which you want to use it for exit. Click on this and say add alert on that and say that update these condition and trigger. Say if you have a value of say currently the ATR is at 19. Let's see, keep it as 18 for towards stop loss or 15. Okay, and once per bar flows, I want the uh, bank. I'll give a name as Bank Nifty exit because the entry we have created using RSI. Exit is what I'm trying to do using a ATR. Okay, the content to be used here is the exit. For exit, you have to use this code, use the sell code, come back to trading view and update that here. Sorry, it is not copied properly. Come here and say copy and update that here. And webbook URL is going to be the same. How do we check whether it is the same? And if you scroll to the right of this webbook URL, it'll show you the strategy ID, which is the same thing for from here also. From here also. So for entry, we use the same webbook URL, and for exit also we use the same webbook URL, so that the order which gets triggered will get closed also. So once you do this, and say I will say crossing down again, and I will create. So this is how you can create using two indicators, one for entry and one for exit. Now, in case once you create this, and if you feel that the exit is coming even before taking the entry, all you have to do is just pause that. Go use this button called pause so that the alert that you created is stopped temporarily. So after you take an entry, you can reactivate it. That means to say then the um, exit will happen based on the ATR movement as such. Is that clear? I suppose this is what you were looking at, sir. So this is based on the ATR. Similarly, if you want to take an exit based on say um, price level, let's look at how do we do that also. Now, for example, we had set the alert to be triggered when the candle closes above this level. Before that, you have to go and enable this for paper trade. If it is not enabled, it will not trigger the order. So let's look at, so it, it is waiting for the alert to be created. Yeah, it is just triggered because the RSI closed above the level that we had set. So the alert has come. Let's look at what has happened to this trigger. If you go to my signals and come to bank, select the bank 50 options, the order had the trigger had come. However, I had not enabled the live or the paper trade. So if the order is getting rejected or completed, whatever it is, the status you can find out from here. As you can see here, it was rejected because I had not enabled the live or the paper trade. So let us try and figure that again. I will say that I did this. If the RSI closes above, say, 90. So if the RSI closes above this level, I want it to be triggered again. So let's wait for that close to happen above 90 and see if we get a alert. Or let me try and try it. Lightly below. Yeah. Any clarity required on this? Is it clear as to how do we set alerts using indicators? started coming down. Let me try and make this level still lower. Yeah, kept it around 75. Let's see if we can get it here. Any other queries, any other indicator or any strategy that you would like to have a look at? Please let me know. I'll try and show that also. Yeah. Now, suppose an entry is taken and you want to exit based on if the price starts coming down, you would like to take an exit, say, at this level. Say, if you consider this as a support, if the price comes down to this level, you would like to close that entry and wait for the next trade. How do we set that? So this is like based on the price action, you can also create entry and exit. Say you want the exit to be happening based on if the price comes down to this level. All you have to do is whichever is the level that you're looking at, come there and do a right click and say add alert. So this will help you to create an alert using the price as such. So I will say that okay, if the price comes about say 67,000 uh, only once, crossing from up to down. So if the price has to move down, only then it has to be triggered. So that's what I'm trying to say. And the value has to cross 67,000, then I want the exit to happen. So you can say that price-based exit. And for the message content, all you have to do is come here and copy the same content that you had. For indicators, go to indicator, copy this cell as the message and paste it here. Webbook URL would remain the same because we are linking it to the same strategy of Bank Nifty. So when the order is still not triggering, I think not yet. So let's try and further bring it down. Okay. So I'll say create this. So entry, I'm taking it based on the RSI, and exit I want to happen either using ATR or even price level. So I have created a level where here price based exit is what I've given. So as you can see here, it has put a line with a right pointing arrow at 67,000 level. You can keep shifting this up and down, this level up and down. Suppose you want to keep a deeper level, so move that down. And accordingly, the alert that you created, the value gets updated. Like earlier, it was 67,000, now it's come to 66,905 and nothing. So that way you can change your levels based on the price movement. This is in a method for trailing your exits or stop losses or targets also. Suppose you had said you had taken an entry. Yeah. Suppose you have taken an entry based on the indicator and you want to take an exit based on the price level. You want this either a target or a stop loss. So you can keep shifting this level that you have created. So these are one-time setups to be done. Keep it ready and activate it, or you can pause them if you're not in the trade, like go here and say pause it. So it will stop that. So it's not no longer visible. So once we get this entry only, we will activate it. Let us see. If we once the indicator has to go down and then start coming up, then we'll get a long entry. So let us see how do we do that. So I'll shift this level to about say 30 as of now. So the price has RSI has to go below this level 30 and then start coming up. Only then it has to get triggered. So that is what I defined here. So let's wait for that entry to happen. Any queries? See, charting also what we have seen is there are ATR based indicators which are available. You can take an entry based on a particular uh, indicator like here RSI. It could be an ATR, any other indicator. You can take an entry based on that. And for exit, you can use a different one. Yes, trailing stop loss. Once it is available, you can start using that. Today, I'm not prepared for charting or automation, all you have to do is the process is more simple there. All you have to do is go to open your charting, then create your scanner which you are running, and there is a facility to use the webhook URL. Copy this webhook URL and paste it there. And in the alert section, you say buy or sell. That's it. Give the name as alert name as buy for entry, and for if it is a for exit, then you give it as a sell. That's it. It is much more simple than using TradingView, I would say. It is just copying this webhook URL and pasting it there. There's no other code to be pasted or anything to be done. That's it. Yeah. Now the RSI has come down below. So let me try and shift this further down and say that, okay, if the RSI starts coming up and closes above a level of about, say, I'll make this 15. So if it closes above this 15, the Bank Nifty option should get triggered. Well, let me see if I've enabled the paper trade. Yeah. Meanwhile, our long in Nifty is still continuing. If this gets into a short mode, super trend, it will close the long portion that we have taken and trigger a short portion. So hopefully we might be able to get that also. The price starts coming down. So not only the indicator, you can like what we created an alert for price exit. Like yeah, we said that okay. Let's bring that to it. See, this we had created for stop loss. Suppose you want to take an entry if the price comes down to say a particular level, then you can say if the price comes to this level, you want to take an entry, then you can do the same thing using a similar process. Like create one more alert for entry. We have created for exit. Create one for entry. That's it. So you, how do we do that? So you can do a clone of the strategy that you have done and slightly modify this and say that, okay, price crossing after is what I'll say, then say price based entry. And instead of sell, I will say buy. And the level I start reaching it, make this 67,000. So as you can see here, there's one, this we have created for entry and this we have created for stop loss or exit. So you can create these and leave it in the system. And whenever you want to trigger it, activate them. Otherwise, you can pause them. So, suppose you feel that this is a support level. If the price comes below this and starts coming up, you want an entry to be taken. It will take a long entry. That is how it will work. So once the entry is triggered, you want to trail it, you can use the exit level that you have created like this, move it up and down to whatever level that you want to shift, either for target or stop loss, and the system will trigger the order if the price reaches that level. That's it. Any queries on this? On setting up of alert using indicator, strategy, multiple indicators, price-based entry and exits. Any queries on this? Or you want to see any other indicator, let me know. I can try and load those and show it to you. It is the same process. For strategy, all you have to do is update this box, add alert, update the message box, and update the in the webhook URLs and say create. That's it. And for indicators, it is a slightly different box that you need to update. So you will need to say whether it's crossing up or crossing down, depending on what indicator is values are being provided. You select the relevant condition as per your study, and then create trigger is normally once per bar close, or you want to trigger as soon as it is touching that level also, you can do that. And update this message box with the entry and the exit signals, exit messages. That's it. So all these are one-time setups that you need to do. Once you do this, unless your strategy changes or time frame changes or indicator changes, there's no other change that you need to do. TradingView, as you are aware, it runs on the cloud. You need not have to keep doing this every time. Create these alerts and leave it uh, in the system, in the TradingView system. It will, whenever the price of in the instrument that you're trading triggers those alerts, the orders will be created. However, point to be noted is every day when you log in, uh, by default, all the strategies that you create like this will be in inactive state like this. You have to enable paper trade or live trade depending on what you're trying to do uh, every day in the morning. Try and do this activity as close as to the market open time. Don't log in at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or in the midnight and leave the system, because brokers will be doing a maintenance activities, and they do give a fresh token to us to pass the orders every day in the morning after the maintenance activity is done. So which varies from broker to broker. However, most of them would have completed their maintenance activity close to the market open times, 8:30. They should be done. So please log in, say around 9 o'clock, if not around 8:45, 9 o'clock, those kind of timelines, and enable the strategies that you created. That's it. The system will take care of all the trades for you. And setting up these strategies are also one-time activity. You need not have to keep changing it unless you want to um, change the quantity or the time frame. Those. Yes. Yeah. Now let's look at the trend line. Yeah, as you can see, this cell has been created, triggered. You can see that the alert log, Nifty future alert has been triggered. Go to my strategies, come to my signals, and select the Nifty options here. As you can see, sell order has come. The existing position has been closed, and a new short position has been triggered. So Nifty now has become short, 2,500 quantity. And this can keep running continuously for you. Yeah. Now, suppose you've taken you would like to see how to use a trend line. The process is very similar to what you're trying to do with a price-based figure. So let's draw a trend line. So I'll use this trend line and say that, okay, for example, if this trend line is broken, okay, I want a sell to be triggered. What you need to do is, all you have to do is come draw a trend line and then say add alert and trend line. So it will ask you what is to be done, whether it is crossing down or crossing up. Since we want the trigger order to be triggered on the breakdown of the trend line, I will say crossing down. Then once it not only has to cross that trend line, it has to close below the trend line. Then I use once per bar close. Then I will paste this message box as sell and use that for your bank nifty trigger. Okay, because the webhook URL is for bank nifty is what we have loaded. Yeah, 191 pertains to the strategy of bank nifty. So let's look at what happens if. So this is how you have created your trend line. So we are saying that based on the trend line crossing down, the price crossing down this trend line, I want a sell to be triggered. You can say that trend line, give a name trend line break. Okay. Now, give a name and update the webhook URL, and you create it. So this is again a one-time creation that you have. So this is for breakdown, right? As you can see, the alert will be shown here. You can keep shifting this alert trend line. Suppose you want to make it bring it down lower or move it up slightly like this. Okay. So if the price closes below this trend line, then the option trade in Bank Nifty will be triggered. This is how you create using trend line. Similarly, it can be breakout of a trend line. For example, if you say that, okay, if the price moves above this trend line, it's a different color. Okay, then you draw a trend line like this and say add alert on this, and crossing up is what I would say. And here I'll give a message as instead of sell, I'll say buy. And you can say that TLBN entry long and say create. So you created these trend lines, and after you create, either you can shift them, move it up and down, do the values will keep getting changed, or you can pause them, or you can move the entire trend line below. You have these flexibilities built in TradingView, so you can create alert once and keep those trend lines and keep shifting them. If you feel that okay, this trend line has to be like this, look at a longer period kind of thing, and if it breaks below this level, then I want it to be triggered, and here it is something like this. I want, if there is a breakout of this trend line, I want the long to be triggered. So you can keep varying those, but creation of these alert, linking it to the strategy is all one-time activity. After that, you can play around with the trend line movement. So keep shifting them, pause them, enable them whenever you want. So here we had said that RSI, if it is crossing above 30 and the candle getting close above that, I want the NTV to be taken. So let's see if the long entry has been triggered. Yeah, as you can see, Bank Nifty option entry has been triggered. You can go and check in the orders here. To Bank Nifty. Yeah, just now the orders come. As you can see, two orders have been triggered because the quantity was 1,500, and we had selected at the money call, so it has taken the CE of 50,800. And now, if you want to for exit, if you want to use the ATR based or trend line based exit, you can do that. So entry has been taken. Now, if the say, for example, if it breaks down below this level, then I want that entry to be closed. You can do that. So you're sort of trailing your stop based on the indicator, or you can do it using the ATR also. Whichever indicator or trend line or price base, you can do an exit. So entry you are taken in using one, exit can be done in any other. So either you can give a fixed stop loss or target in Algomojo itself, or you can do a trend line based exit, or you can do an ATR based exit, or if you want to do a same RSI based exit also, come and create an alert for RSI exit. So if it goes above, say 80 and starts coming down to a level of 60, you want an exit to be happening, create one more based on the RSI, so on the same indicator. So you have an entry happening at the lower level and an exit happening at the upper level. So if you want to take a long when the entry happens and they close the long and take a short entry when the reverse happens, then change the rule to stop and reverse. So what happens is it will take a long entry here. When it goes above and starts coming down, it will take a short entry. Close the long and take the PE. That's how it will work. So now, if let us see if we get an alert on the trend line breakout. Breakdown. Sorry. If this candle closes below this trend line, we should get a close of that long entry that we have taken here. Hope that is clear. Yeah, I'll show that. Here, see, we had chosen a row of long plus short. So what will happen is it will close the long portion. Now, if you want a PE to be taken, suppose for entry, you have to you take a entry based on this, and say when the exit happens in whatever manner, either a trend line or a reversal of the indicator, then if you want the long to be closed and the short to be taken, use the rule called stop and reverse. So based on that, it will close the CE and take the PE also. Now the candle has closed and we should have got the alert. So breakdown should have got triggered. Yeah, TL breakdown should have got triggered. So let's look at what has happened. So we got a sell here because there was a trend line breakdown. So what it has done is it has closed the CE position. Now, suppose on that breakdown, if we wanted a PE to be taken after closing the CE, we should be using a rule called stop and reverse. If you use this, then so any changes that you make, you have to do an update. Only those when you update, the changes will get saved. Otherwise, it will get ignored. So I've changed the rule to stop and reverse. So what will happen is in this case, so a long will trigger a CE and breakdown will trigger a PE after closing the CE. That's how it will operate. It's only a change in the rule. Yeah, the selection of the type of trade or strike this thing, strike that you want to trade is given here. If you look at after selecting the instrument, whether it is Nifty, Bank Nifty, or Nifty, Sensex, and the expiry, go to strike price. Here, if you click, you will get ATM by default. Otherwise, you can select from the drop down. So you have ATM. Out of the money up to 20 strikes, any of those strikes you can select. In the money also you can select up to 20 strikes. So you want to trade in say ITM 5, you can say ITM 5 and make this update. So it will get saved. So any next order that will get triggered will be based on ATM 5, ITM 5, sorry. Any queries, the clarifications further? Anything else that you would like to understand? Yeah. Yeah. Coming back to our presentation. Also, there are quite a few strategies which people use, and they would like they had requested the same to be available in our platform. So we have something called a strategy store, wherein we are providing very popular strategy, three very popular strategies, which are super trend and alpha trend and half trend that you can use. You can trade using these strategies in Nifty or Bank Nifty, and the time frames that are available for you to choose are 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute, and by default it will be 18, and these are position trades. So all you have to do is go to our web page. Let me show you that. You can will need to enable live trade or paper trade, and let's look at our web page here. There is something called a strategy store. So three strategies are listed here, and you can choose whichever strategy. If you would like to have more details about this, you can get details about the strategy here, what it does, and you can choose this instrument and the time frame. Once you select those, suppose if you say that you want to trade in Nifty 15-minute time frame and super trend, we will say add this to my strategy. There is a disclaimer: we don't take any responsibility in terms of profitability or the performance of the indicator. So you'll need to accept that. Once you do that, it will be visible for you under my strategies. All you have to do is come and activate this for paper trade. So whenever super trend in 15-minute time frame is triggered, the order will be taken for ATM call. If it is buy call, if it is sell, then the ATM CE will be closed and the ATM PE will be taken, and it will be continuously on trade. So you need not have to worry about taking trading view or Amibroker or charting kind of platforms, taking a subscription, all that. You can, all you have to do is log in first in the morning. Once you have selected the strategy, enable it, it will keep trading for you. There's no other process to be done. Yeah, you can apply the trend line on any chart. It can be options, it can be futures, it can be spot, any of those. Sir, super trend, half trend, and alpha trend, these are free software or strategies available in the markets. So it is not our uh, strategies. These are what is available in the market. So we don't have any details about how they have performed in the past and how they will perform in the future. You will need to do the back testing in using any platform and check out what is suitable for you and then select those. We don't have any historical data to back these strategies as such. Yeah, a bit about our support. Uh, we are available on all working days from 9 to 5. On Saturdays, we are available from 10 to 5. You can contact us using WhatsApp. This is our WhatsApp number. Or you can call us on this number for any support. Or you can raise a ticket, or you can send an email. We will answer back. In case you have any queries, kindly let me know. Let me try and address them. Sorry, sir. It is mandatory that all users should log in the morning and enable the trades every day in the morning. It can't be automated. Some regulatory requirements, so we have to comply with those. It can't be eternally on. It can't be perpetually on kind of thing. You will need to intervene every day. And again, as you're aware, all brokers do maintenance activities. So they refresh the tokens, getting those tokens and automatically logging in is not allowed. So you will need to do it manually. So, yeah. What we have also is, see, in our website, if you go to the left pane, there are a lot of strategies. These are not our strategies. These are um, popular strategies which are available in the market. If you Google it, you will be able to get most of them. So you can look at, we have listed them here, like super trend, pivot points, alpha trend, these kind of things. If you want these codes, you can download it from our website and you can use them. These are available for anybody to download and use them. You will find it under, if you go to Algomojo, this website, and on the left side you have something called strategies, and for all Amibroker strategies are listed here. You'll get all the codes of these strategies, and if it is trading view, you can look at these codes codes for these strategies. You can download from here and then use them. Any other things that you would like to know? Any other queries? Thanks. Thank you. In case if there are no other queries, we can conclude here. Like to thank you for taking time to attend this small presentation on how to use Algomojo for automating your strategies. Please do get in touch with us in case you need any support, any further information, any clarifications. We are available to you to make your trading journey as smooth as possible. Thanks once again. No, you need to add only in our, you need not have to add in broker. It is, if you update it in our website, that is sufficient. It need not be added in broker and Amibroker, in Algomojo. You need to add only in Algomojo.